Americans have some advice for the members of the super committee tasked with cutting our federal debt by $1.5 trillion. They say put politics aside and get a deal. But remember, we are talking about Washington here, so is that really possible? With us now, Republican Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee. Congresswoman, welcome back to the show. Good to see you again.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right, so
yes, thank you. Good to be with you.
Well, we're glad you're here. I want to show our viewers some of the folks who are on this panel, including Senators Patty Murray, Max Baucus, John Kerry. Those were Reed's picks. The Republican super committee members, Jeb Hensarling, Dave Camp, Fred Upton, that is, John Kyle, Pat Toomey, Portman. A lot of these people are expected. I have to say, Hensarling, Portman, Dave Camp, a lot of these guys you would expect to see there. But what about Senator Patty Murray? What do you make of that choice?
I don't know what Senator Reed's criteria was in making a choice, and you just don't know. Speaking for the Republican side, we have people there that are thoughtful legislators. I expect to see them move forward with some recommendations. I will say this, I'm very disappointed, as are a lot of my constituents and a lot of the women that attend tea parties, that the Republicans did not have a female member of this panel. I think it is indeed a missed opportunity.
Well, would you have been a good person to be on that panel, you think?
Oh, there are great women in the House and the Senate, Jerry, and there are lots of women. You know, when you go to a tea party and look across the crowd, it's primarily female. So I've heard from so many of my friends in the Tea Party and the grassroots activist movement that they're really disappointed that there isn't a female there.
Well, it's a very good point. It sure is. But the reality is that you look at the people on this list and you think, how are they ever going to get together? How are they ever going to get the work done? Do you think it's possible for them to find compromise?
I do think it's possible for them to find compromise. And knowing Jeb Hensarling, who is the co-chairman of this committee, he is someone who seeks to reach a compromise. He is a proven leader. He is a proven conservative. He is careful and thoughtful in how he weighs decisions and thinks through to the long term. You know, he's one of those individuals that realizes we have the responsibility to lead and to find a solution. And he's not one of those that is given to looking for the deal of the day. He wants a long-term solution to the debt issues in this Congress. Jeb and I came into Congress together, and we were both active in what our freshman project was, fighting waste, fraud, and abuse and outrageous Washington spending, and I am delighted to see him leading the charge for House Republicans in this endeavor.
Well, you know, Americans are saying, and if you look at this USA Today Gallup poll, 60% say they want to see some kind of compromise. So maybe they will get to it. You know, it's interesting. Our own poll shows interesting results as well. We asked our viewers, is Congress listening to you? And they say 96% of them say no. Now, I know you're at home and you're talking to folks in your district. Are they frustrated? Do they feel like they're not being heard?
They're showing up at the meetings that I'm having, and we're having great exchanges. And I think they realize then they know they're being heard with me. And we're even putting on Facebook and on Twitter and also on my website the opportunity for our constituents to weigh in and give me the ideas of what they want to be cut. And in the past, I have offered 27 different cut bills. I'm one of those on the floor regularly with across-the-board spending cuts. Well. Yes. And saving Social Security and repealing Title I of Obamacare. I've got a list.
I think it's, you know, they're talking about Congress as a whole and not necessarily their representative. They're frustrated that Washington seems to be ignoring them. Are you getting that kind of feedback?
Yes, absolutely, we get that. And they do think that Washington is out of touch. Washington doesn't realize it has a spending problem, this wasteful Washington spending. My constituents have said, tell us the truth about the budget. We don't want any gimmicks. We don't want any accounting tricks. Right. We want you to tell us where we are and how we're going to help lead to get out of this mess. And our sleeves are rolled up. Our number 2 pencils are sharpened. We have clean white pads of paper, and we're ready to get to work on this.
Well, I know those people in Tennessee were smart. All right, thanks, Congresswoman Blackburn. Good to see you.
Thanks, Jerry. Good to see you.